Alright, Shalom. Before I get started, I'm going to give all praise and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahushua, Bahashem, Rakal Kodash. Double honor to the apostles and elders of GMS who rule and teach well. And peace and safety to the Akim that spread across the four corners of the world. That's pushing out this truth, giving our diligence and putting their lives on the line to do so. This is the brother Karatazai of the GMS Atlanta camp. Just here with the lesson, basically centered, on the title of, of what time we're in, and the prophets of the Lord understand that we're at the end. We're at the end, not of of people dwelling on the earth and living, but we're at the end of Esau's rulership. We're at the end of basically America. Especially with all that is going on in the news. How United States versus Iran, and how other countries are going to get involved eventually. Basically the men of the Lord understand the prophecies. And this is but without too much rambling, I just want to get into the scriptures, and Lord willing, this lesson will be edifying. I'm gonna start off with Ezekiel chapter 7, and I'll start off at the top. It says, "Moreover, the word of Yahweh Bashem Yahushua came into me, saying," verse 2. It says, "Also, thou son of man, thus saith the Lord power, unto the land of Israel, and the end is come upon the four corners of the land," which is speaking of the world, the end of Esau's rulership, man. That's what time period that we're in, man. The end of the so-called white man's rulership. World War III, is really about to take place, man. And we know that certain prophecies such as the chip, the famine, pestilence, and the persecution. We understand that all those have to take place before the actual missiles come. But this is this whole United States Iran thing is just basically the beginning of the beginning of the process, man, so to speak. Which Lord willing, let me get later in Matthew the 24th chapter. How I speak of rumors and wars and rumors of war, man. That's what this is, man. And majority of our people, are actually think that this is a game. By making memes and trying to be funny about it, and however they're going about it, but they're eventually the Lord is going to turn that smile into a frown, man. Because our people think everything is so funny, man. But the Lord got something from him, man. It says verse 3, now is the end come upon thee, and I will send mine anger upon thee, man. So that's what Yahweh Bashem Yahushua is doing, man. He's going to send his anger, because Exodus, I believe it's the 15th chapter and the 3rd verse tells us that Yahweh Bashem Yahushua is basically a man of war. So the Lord is going to send his anger upon 2/3 of Israel and the heathen nations, man. By way of missiles, by way of the famine, pestilence, the beasts of the field, whatever it may be. It's all a part of Yahweh Bashem Yahushua's anger and fury, man, and his wrath for the world iniquities, man. For the sin that's being committed, in the four corners of the world. Basically, Yahweh Bashem Yahushua says, hey, he has to cleanse it, man. He has to cleanse this place, man. And especially here in America. That's why, the scriptures tell us basically that it won't be inhabited again, man. You know, because so much sin, you know, has been, you know, committed in America that it's impossible to be pure again, man. Salakia. It's impossible to be pure again. That's why he's gonna even give us the new bodies, you know, the new minds, you know, and the people who's 2/3 of our nation who's basically gonna be destroyed or killed off are gonna have to be reborn again, you know, in the kingdom. It says, and I will send my anger upon thee, and I will judge thee according to thy ways, and I will recompense upon all thy abominations. You know, so the Lord is going to judge, you know, this place, man. That's what time period we're in, where Yahweh B'Shem Yahushua Salaki is judging the earth, is judging the world, man. We're at the end, you know. And it's getting more clear and clearer as the days go by, man. You know, to where even, you know, the non-believers, you know, are speaking of, you know, World War III, man. World War III was actually trending, you know, 2 days into the year 2020, man. You know, it was actually trending worldwide, man. World War III. You know, it's the hot topic right now, man. You know, and now you can't say, hey, the scriptures tell us that the prophecies will not fail, man. You know, matter of fact, let me get that. Because this is Revelation chapter 1 and verse 3. It says, blessed is he that readeth, and they that hear the words of this prophecy. You know, so the men, you know, who've basically you know, been taking advantage of the time, you know, by reading, you know, and paying attention to the prophecy, you know, such as the wars, you know, the rumors of wars, you know, those are the ones that's gonna get blessed, man. You know, and what's the blessing? Salvation, man. You know, salvation is that blessing, man. It says, and keep those things which are written therein, for the time is at hand. You know, so the time is at hand, meaning, hey, man, the time to where you know, death and destruction, you know, is coming to a city near you, man. You had the video of the you know, the guy from Iran speaking about how he basically want the rulers of America, man. When was the last time a bold statement like that was made, you know, by a so-called weak country like Iran, man? Joel, the 3rd chapter, tells us that, hey, the weak is going to say that I am strong, roughly paraphrasing, man. You know, they're going to turn their weapons of, you know, farming basically into weapons of war, so to speak, man. You know, and that's what the time period we're in, man. But our people still think that, you know, that this is a game, man. Those guys aren't playing, man. The scriptures say they're wild beasts, you know, wild hogs, man. You know, and DJ Trump is revving this thing up more and more, man. That's why we hope, you know, that he get reelected again, man. You know, so this thing can take off more than you know. More and more, man. And Lord willing, Yahweh B'Shem Yahushua will put the spirit, you know, on the men who's been diligently doing the work to endure, man. You know, to keep fighting, man. You know, because we all, you know, and I'm speaking to myself when I say this, we all, you know, want this thing to, these prophecies, to take place, and the wars and everything to kick off in America, but we have to make sure that we're in the right spirit when these things happen, man. That's the bishop in our camp here in ATL was speaking about that, man. We have to make sure that we're ready, spiritually wise, for these things, man. So so I can get a couple more scriptures before I close out. This thing is kicking off, man. The nations, referring to Revelation, the 18th chapter. The nations are basically, fed up, man. The nations are fed up with America's BS, so to speak, man. This is Malachi chapter 4 and verse 1. It says, For behold, the day cometh that shall burn as an oven, man. This is the time that we're in, man. I read Ezekiel the 7th chapter, said that because Romans 15 tell us that everything that was written aforetime was written for our learning, man. So this is prophecy. This is prophecy, man. Prophecy basically means to say before. The apostles and the elders been speaking. It's been years before majority of brothers was even born, man. Been speaking about World War III, man. And that America is going to eventually, and that NATO, is eventually going to turn against America. And you see it, man. You see it. Russia is doing all these backdoor deals. Certain countries are I think Iran pulled out of NATO, if I'm not mistaken, man. Russia and U.S. Basically did away with the nuclear agreements. This is the time that we're in, man. World War III is here. It's the hot topic of conversation, man. World War III. When has that ever been so, man? Now is the time, man. As Scripture tells us, now is the time to wake out of sleep, man. For our salvation is nearer than we may believe, man. Our salvation is nearer than we believe, man. Hey, Lord willing, we don't have another 50 years in America, another 25 years in America, man. So I'm going to read this again. This is Malachi 4 and 1. For behold, the day cometh that shall burn as an oven, and all the proud, yea, and all that do wickedly shall be stubble. And the day cometh that shall burn them up, and leave them, that shall burn them up, saith Yahweh B'Shem Yahushua of hosts. Because like I said before, Yahweh is a man of war, man. When you look into that word host, it means armies. This thing is getting real, man. So it says that it shall leave them neither root nor branch. So a destruction, that has never been seen before is coming to this place, man. We're at the end of Esau's rulership, and basically Jacob is about to take over, man. So now is the time, more than ever to get more acquainted with Yahweh B'Shem Yahushua through prayer, fasting, man. Just being, in the spirit, following the spirit, man. So, I just wanted to, put that on, on wax, so to speak. Lord willing, that this lesson was edifying to a sincere brother. I would like to say, call Allah, Yahweh B'Shem Yahushua, B'Shem Rakak Wadash, double honors to the apostles and elders of GMS, who rule and teach well. And peace and safety to the sincere Akim that spread across the four corners of the world, that's pushing out this truth, putting their lives on the line to do so. And to the next time, Shalom.